Hey guys, Bryan Lebo here with your March Las Vegas market update video. Now, the reason I shoot these videos is to educate my clients on what's really going on out here. Much of what you read, watch, and hear is very deceiving and frankly incorrect. I do these videos to break down the real numbers and educate my audience as to what and why these numbers provide us with insight into our market's direction. Now, we're just now heading into the prime time of real estate season. As the weather heats up, so do prices and activity. But before we speculate on what may happen this spring, let's find out what happened last month. Okay, first up is the current inventory levels. As you can see on the screen now, there was almost no change from February to March. While the inventory technically went up, it was only 0.75%. What's interesting here is that in 2013, 14, and 15, the inventory went down in February and March. Typically, the inventory doesn't come back up until April or May. So either way you cut it, inventory has been pretty consistent for about a year and a half. I really don't see this changing anytime soon. All right, next, let's break down this inventory. As you can see on the screen right now, 9.2% of the market are short sales, 4.1% are foreclosures, and 86.7% are normal or traditional sales. Looking back on last March, we're up about 3% for traditional sales. As I said many times before, as prices increase and time goes by, we should see less and less short sales and foreclosures. Okay, now let's check out last month's sales. Last month, we sold 1,973 resale homes in the Valley. While this was a 12% increase over January, come on, you're supposed to sell more homes in February than January, come on. The great news is that we sold 9% more homes than we did in February of last year as well. 9% is a pretty strong annual increase. All right, now for everyone's favorite, median home prices. As you can see on the screen now, last month, we increased 1.4% to finally making it back up to $220,000. For me, this is really where things get interesting. We've all seen the headlines like this one that just appeared in the RJ about a week ago, claiming that existing home prices jumped about 7.5%. Like I've been saying for months, these kinds of headlines are pretty deceiving. I mean, first off, the truth is that the median price actually went up 8.9% between last February and this February. Now, the reason why the RJ's numbers were off was because the association used to count new home sales on the MLS alongside the resale homes. So this blew up the median price a few thousand as a result. Now, more importantly, is the fact that these articles imply that prices are really going up. 7.5% sounds great, but let's look back at that median price graph. As you can see, we hit $220,000 back in June of last year. June. In almost an entire year, we haven't increased the median price $1. The reason I find all this fascinating is because when you look back at last year, in the 3 months leading up to June, home prices went up 10%, before plateauing and then eventually decreasing. So what's going to happen now? Are prices going to go up this spring like they did last year? If not, we only have a few more months before the headlines drastically change. I mean, if prices remain steady, the headlines in 3 months are literally going to change to no price appreciation since last year. Wouldn't this look kind of funny since just literally a few months ago, you were telling us that prices were going up? Well, this is why I'm here, to provide thinking individuals like yourselves with the real truth, not just a clever headline. Now, last but not least, we're going to cover the notice of defaults, since a few people seem to miss this. As you can see on the screen now, the monthly NODs have been around the 500s for quite some time now. While I still track them daily and will gladly report the data to you, I really don't think this is very relevant information anymore. I don't think we're ever going to see the much anticipated flood of foreclosures anytime soon. The truth is that, unfortunately, with the legislative changes our state passed years ago, we're going to be dealing with foreclosures for many more years to come. It's just going to be at a very slow and consistent pace. So let's wrap up what we learned and figure out where we're actually going. Inventory is steady. We're steadily seeing less short sales and foreclosures. Resale home sales are doing great compared to last year. And the median price is back to our recent peak set last summer. So what does all this mean? Well, like I said earlier, the next 3 months are going to be very interesting. Other than specific price ranges and communities, the overall market is very normal right now. What I mean by that is homes are taking 30 plus days to sell. Buyers are very price sensitive. If a home's overpriced, it's likely to sit until it comes back down to reality. Few homes are seeing multiple offers anymore, and you really don't see homes selling for above the comps unless there's a justifiable reason. In almost every subdivision, you see homes selling above and then below the comps based on the home's condition. While it's much less exciting than the boom and bust that we've seen over the past decade, this is a much more sustainable real estate market. I'd say get used to it because I really don't see this changing much anytime soon. I still think that we'll end the year with about a 3 to 5% increase in median price. If I had to guess, I'd say we'll wind up around $230,000 from the $220,000 that we're currently at. The key, however, is how the next few months turn out. In a normal market, the appreciation is made during the spring and early summer months. Now, last March sales were pretty flat, and based on what I saw last month, I really wouldn't expect much of an increase this month either. April, May, and June are going to be crucial if we expect to see the median price increase. Well, that's it for this month, guys. Thank you again for watching. Please click here to subscribe and have a fantastic March, everyone.